So one of the projects on the bus is dealing with this door, and we've taken the rubber thing off here. So, you know, if that ever closed on a kid's hand, there was a lot of rubber in there to protect it. But what we are going to do is take this door off the hinges and connect it to this door so that it's one that opens up. And I was really concerned about having the proper safety glass in the door. We had talked about putting just a house door with some windows on there, and I was feeling very uncomfortable with the potential of not having the proper glass in there. So that is what we are doing right now. Okay, so as you see, we've got the one door out. That actually came out pretty reasonably, but this apparatus was in here that reaches over from, you know, the door opener, and it would swing this other one. So we're gonna get this out, and hopefully can do it without breaking anything. There we go. So as you can see, the doors are off, which kind of opens everything up a lot. Sarah took the mechanism that opens the doors out, and she's going to frame in a cabinet in the front. And the doors are actually over here, and she is prepping the doors. So we got a 1x2 inch rectangular tube, metal frame. It fits perfectly. We're going to put that in between the two doors and weld it together to make one door, and then, you know, remount these on one side on the hinges. Okay, so this morning got in early, and my buddy Kevin is here setting up for the welding. And like I said all along, this project couldn't happen without a lot of generous help from my friends. And so Kevin has some experience welding, certainly more than I do. And he is going to weld this 2-inch rectangular tube between this door to make it all one piece. The doors have been welded, and today the project is to sand down the weld. So as you can see, this looks pretty rough, but that's the way welding is. So I've talked to Kevin about the best way to deal with this. So I'm going to start with an 80 grit flap disc, which is kind of designed for this, and then the 120 is a little finer grain. We'll see if we need that or not, but the goal is to get a slight ridge on here to give, you know, leave some strength, not completely flat. And then we're gonna caulk in here. So again, when I think it's all ground down and painted, it's gonna look pretty good. I just moved this door out here by myself. It is not light, so we'll be doing this on both sides. And also here, Kevin filled in the holes that were for the hinges with weld. He did not do it here because he was concerned about heating up the glass, and we're just trying to be real careful, so we'll find a different solution to fill those in. We got the doors welded together and sanded off, ground off, but you know, where the grinding is, it's not an exact science. It's very strong, but not very aesthetically great looking. So I'm going to try some Bondo in here to kind of almost do like a drywall patch to smooth that out as the undersurface. So I've prepped all the glass just so we don't get the Bondo dust all over it and into the cracks, and then also that'll be kind of prepped for painting. So Sarah's sanded down the Bondo, and she is applying the first coat of paint. So I think it's gonna look good. Can't wait to see it in place. So it is a nice humid morning in Orlando, Florida, and Sarah is prepping the inside side of the door. She's applied Bondo, she's getting ready to put a second coat on there and then start sanding down, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll have the white coat on and this door will be ready to remount. So the door has been sanded and painted and looking really good. We're gonna let this dry all the way, but we'll flip it in the morning and take off the paper and the tape off the other side. So as soon as the door frame is painted, we'll be ready to remount this. Okay, so as you saw, we welded this door together. So this was 2 doors and welded it together, and Sarah put the Bondo on there and sanded it down, and it's looking good. So what we've got now is an 1.5 inch gap here, which we're gonna put this 2x4 in here. And the challenge is to mount this what I call a New York City apartment lock to help secure it so that she can lock it from the inside. So this will be on the inside, so we've got to, you know, register that. And we bought a piece of aluminum right angle metal to cover the 2x4 when it's installed, to give it some strength there. So we kind of have to go along as we go along and figure it out, but that's the plan right now.
So we're inserting like this deadbolt lock thing right here, and in order to get the lock on the other side, we have to pretty much drill like a 1¼ inch hole through our doors. So this is really scary, because if we mess it up, we can't go back.
Got a lot of work to do to fix it. So here we go. So I'm only gonna drill part way through right now. Okay, I'm gonna get some safety glasses. Okay, so I'm on the outside here. I've got the pilot hole, so that'll help direct me in terms of size. Sarah, you want to put some pressure on here for me?
Okay.
Okay, ready? Okay, looking pretty straight. Okay, so you saw us drilling the big hole. We got that mounted in and got lucky, and it's looking really clean. So we've mounted this up there and it's looking good. So I'm about to tighten these up here. The one thing to notice about this is designed really for an in-swing door, but obviously that's not the way that this works. So we've kind of had to modify this and move it a little bit in, but I think it's all gonna work according to plan, hopefully. So we're just kind of tightening in this, and I won't go too crazy on the tightness here because we'll probably have to flex this around to make sure that the receiver lines up correctly. But so far it's looking like a nice professional looking fit, so I think that's going to be good. And I already checked the keys and they do work. I believe we're really close to the end of the door. So as you can see, the lock is mounted there, and really the only issue is that normally this wouldn't stick out because it would be an in-swinging door and you'd put that on the back, but that's the situation we're in. I think it's a fairly good solution. We're gonna put some handles on the outside of the door just for show. Thanks, Sarah.